It is time for our first hot topic, and Florida is not wasting any time reestablishing its vacation status after Hurricane Michael and the red tide outbreak. So Florida is launching a nearly $9 million marketing plan to revitalize tourism and the state's image via Visit Florida. More than $5.1 million of that budget is devoted to the Panhandle, and more than $3.5 million will go to areas like our Suncoast affected by red tide. Is it too soon?
I think yes. And I'm all for the help, but I think yes, because I think we need to kind of see, let's get everybody through this period where most people are normally coming to Florida anyway, and wait until, number one, we know red tide is gone, but number two, I think they're going to need it more after this. Am I crazy in that?
No, I'm scared it isn't gone. And what if they come and it isn't gone, and then they tell everybody, oh, we went and the place is stinky?
Well, but people have got to get back on their feet.
Yeah.
You know, they lost so much during this, so they've got to have some money now to get back on their feet and to handle the tourists when they come.
I mean, that is a good point, because the promise of a check in 6 months isn't going to help you pay your bills right now.
Right.
But I don't know. I feel like we're all bracing that tourists are coming here anyway, and I'm sure we lost quite a few.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to hurt them more next, after we get by the
If
spring.
we do this ramp and the next storm that comes in pushes in another wave of red tide, it's just too early.
Yeah.
And it's not all gone. Sorry, I know I shouldn't say it, but it's not.
It's not 100% by any means. And nobody knows, and that's the
Right.
thing. You know, nobody definitively as an expert can say, well, this needs to happen before this happens. It's all a waiting game. I'm just afraid that it's too early to encourage everybody back. You know, the owners are coming, the snowbirds, the
Right.
condo owners, they're coming regardless.
Right.
And yes, things are mostly okay, but I just don't want people to have a negative vacation tourism experience and go back north and spread that.
Well, totally, and especially if it's beach oriented. We have a
Right.
very vibrant arts and culture society, a great culinary scene. There's a ton of ways you can enjoy, but if we're putting all our eggs in this beach basket, it
And
could
maybe
totally
Visit Florida
backfire.
will see that. Maybe because we don't know the focus of the campaign per se. It's just to encourage tourism here. Hopefully, and that's a great point, they'll focus on restaurants, they'll focus on the arts, they'll focus on our city and its great surrounding areas and Bradenton, and not just beach.
Because think about if you've gone on a vacation and you had a bad time at a beach, let's say, and you might not try again. There are other beaches. You might go, okay, we're going to go to Virginia Beach, or we're going to go to this other beach, and you won't even try us again. So I'm with you.
It helps that we just got top beaches, though, which I thought they hadn't read the
The
news.
irony. Yeah.
And you know what really shocks people is we don't know when it's going to end. People will say to me, well, the city's just got to do something about this. We're not used to
such a
not
bigger
knowing
picture than
why
that.
it
Right.
came and not
Absolutely.
knowing what to do or how to get rid of it.
People don't like things where there aren't answers. And
Yes.
sometimes there aren't answers.
Yeah.
Not yet. They're working on it, though. They're working on it. All right, have you ever heard of chicken pox parties? It's kind of an old-fashioned thing where parents get kids together. I did it to expose them to chicken pox to get the virus over with. Well, many thought it went away with the vaccine, which is now required. But now a private Facebook group was found that coaches parents on the best way to throw a chicken pox party. It includes sharing snacks, enclosing kids in a tent, and allowing kids to breathe each other's exhaled breath for 30 minutes. Okay, when I was a kid, we took baths together. That's how I got mine.
yeah.
I'm so grossed out.
This is
Yes, me
odd
too.
to me
Okay,
in
the
every way.
CDC says they do not recommend this. It's odd to you? You did not get exposed as a child?
I know I had it as a kid, but I didn't know that this was a thing. I
Oh,
didn't know
it's
that
a thing.
parents. I mean, it makes sense when you say, because you don't want the kid to get chickenpox when they become
As
an
an
adult.
adult, it's
Yeah,
very
but
dangerous.
in my age, I was invited to a party. My mother took us to the party, my sister and I, and that's what it was for,
Yep.
to get
Did
chicken
you
pox.
know what you were walking into?
No, my
You'd have been
mother
so
didn't know,
mad.
and she was one
she didn't
mad
know?
lady. No, she was
that's
one
different.
because chicken pox can be bad in some cases.
Absolutely.
So it's not fair to do that.
That's what the
I would ask
CDC
my
says.
doctor. I would talk to my doctor
Yeah.
before I did this to a child.
I cannot believe someone bamboozled your poor mother with chicken.
Oh,
Do
if you
have
knew
more
my
than one-
mother, you really wouldn't
Were
do
you
it.
by
Jolie's
your-
got chickenpox. Get
Did
Linda
you have
over
siblings
immediately.
there?
Yes, my sister who's 3 years younger. Yes.
That's when I would be mad. Now I have 2 kids with chicken pox.
But you get it over with. It was done purposely to me.
Do you schedule it though? Like, okay,
Oh,
it's
I
a
don't
busy
know.
time
Our
for
best
work.
friends got the chicken pox, and my mom was like, "Go roll around in the grass with them," and I got it. I mean, it worked.
but it's scary. It's scarring. It can cause problems.
Well,
And
now there's the varicella vaccine. If people, I'm not
Yes.
sure that is state required in Florida. I actually don't think it is. I think it's an option. Don't quote me on that. I would have to look up the legality of whether you have to have it, but that's what
Then
doctors
there's the
say.
second one. There's a second chickenpox shot
Yes,
as well.
yes, there's 2
Yes.
rounds. And that's because like my kids have never had the chicken pox, so this new generation doesn't get the chicken pox. They get vaccinated
I
against it.
hope so. Yes.
But it is really dangerous as an adult, and that was the thought 25 years ago. And there are people that don't vaccinate, so
it's
that's
like,
probably where
you
that
want to come
comes
over
from.
and breathe in my mouth for 30
yeah,
seconds?
that's gross.
So bizarre.
that is
a little
horrible.
gross.
That is horrible.
It sounds so
I know.
gross, but it does.
It
Because
That
you're
sounds
making your
pretty
children
gross.
go through a really bad thing when there's a vaccine.
Yeah, well, that's a whole different conversation. So we're going to let that one rest for today. I've got something
I've
more
had it
fun.
with my daughter-in-law. I know.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay, so we all know and love Buddy the Elf from Elf the movie. Well, if that lifestyle suits you, get it, suit? You may want to don the elf suit and head to Finland. You'll need a suit there, it's freezing. A Finnish travel company is hiring full-time elves to spread cheer for the holiday season. So the gig starts with extensive training and only is a 3-month longevity, November to January. But if you see yourself as an entertainer, a guide, and a mythical Christmas creature, this job could be for you. We have the perfect candidate right here. Apparently,
I
Joey
knew.
Panic has been an elf.
No.
And Nikki, I understand that you met Joey during this elfish stage of his
I've
life.
known Joey for a long time, and I don't know if I remember Joey before the elf. Well, maybe because way back in the original Hub days.
And
but
this is how it started.
You're actually
yeah.
quite a cute
That's
elf
what
in those
Hub
times.
does.
Thanks. That's how most people met me because I was an actor, and when I decided to live here, we launched this campaign of getting people to shop downtown.
Yeah.
for
And
the
you
holidays.
were the holiday elf?
Yeah, and it was all distributed through Facebook before, and that was
Yeah.
my
very
God.
impressive
like-
at the time.
Yes, it was like he's doing Facebook, and he's going to bring joy and kindness
And
all
I would
through
put
our
the
city.
costume on and walk through Whole Foods, walk around downtown, and it was like nothing to me. I was just an actor playing
With
a
the
part.
curly-toed shoes.
Yeah, I was on
Did
ABC
you like
7.
give out candy canes or anything
Oh,
sweet?
sometimes I would have drinks. I would go to the bar and order
no.
a drink. Yeah, because I was
It
playing
was
like a
awesome.
naughty elf,
Bad
and we had
example
this
for
whole.
5-year-olds.
You could be the Visit Florida
I
campaign.
knew this would come back
You
sometime to
see?
save me.
There, this could be it. In this day and age, you got to do what you
They
got to
say
do.
everything you do prepares you for something later in life. I
Yes,
guess I know
you
what
could
my
sit on the
purpose
beach
is.
and say, "No dead fish here."
We love our elf.